one of the members of the group, when she visited the Great Wall, she came up to me and said she cried because she'd always wanted to go there. It makes me cry thinking about it because that's a great satisfaction for when you hear that it's moved. Someone has wanted to do something so much all their life, and they finally, achieve their ambition. So my name's Elizabeth Morrell. I've been visiting China since 1976, when I went there as a postgraduate student for a year, and ever since then I've been going back to China regularly. If you ask me what draws me back, well, you can never know enough about China. I don't think anybody ever can. Calling it Chinese Civilization is a very good title. Although it's not completely chronological, we start in the north in Beijing, and we end up finally in Shanghai. So Beijing was not the earliest capital of China at all. When we start going down to Xian and Lian, those places on the Yellow River, that's where traditionally Chinese culture began, and that's where the old capitals were. Travel by train is an incredible experience there. It means that we can visit or join all these places together very, very easily, so people have a sense of seeing China at eye level. One thing I find particularly interesting, and not a lot of people visit that, is just outside Taiyuan is a famous Song dynasty. So you're talking about 1,000 years ago. These wonderful sculptures at this temple set in the woods. There are lovely carved pillars with dragons wrapped around those pillars that I really like. Then we travel to Xian, which everybody's heard of, the Terracotta Army. And of course those statues used to be painted. Nearly each one is different. If you had a certain kind of hairstyle, you were probably came from this part of China, or you had a particular role in the army. So that I find that really, really interesting. In Luoyang, we find the Buddhist grottos at Longmen, just outside Luoyang, which I think are pretty impressive. You have the super-sized Buddhas carved into the rock face, benign Buddhas, and also the fierce kind of guardian gods as well. You see it all. We try to go to parts of the Great Wall which are not so crowded, and there's one part we go to that you can take a cable car up to the top, so that makes life a little bit easier. But I have to say there's often quite a little bit of walking to do, which after all is good for you. Very much hope that when people come to China with me, that they get to see a little bit of how people live, what matters to Chinese people in their day-to-day lives, what they like. There's a coffee culture now in China as well, so I hope that people can experience some of those aspects of life in China.